heroes. These adventurers are trained for their futures at prestigious 4-year questing schools known as universities. But not all heroes graduate or attend college, and in Arcadia, the best of the rest came to be known as the All Arcadians. Was that bassy enough for you?
It was.
No.
I tried. That's never gonna be bassy enough for Eddie. He's got that.
I liked it.
He's got that good. You got that good rumble. I can't.
All Arcadian.
Oh, so good.
The All Arcadians have arrived back at the Constitution Check Bar and Grill. After some half-price apps, full-price drinks, and a long rest, they are ready for their next adventure. But first, they need to figure out what that next adventure is. And also, go shopping. Definitely shopping. Carl, the Elven Fence, waves your group over to her table as you enter the Constitution Check. What do you do?
I
Sup,
walk over to Carl.
Same. Look at
I
this.
sit on the table.
That's on brand.
I love sitting on tables.
Carl says, well, you actually did pretty good. Mostly full HP at the end of that one. You took care of you fought another boss that I sort of told you not to, but it's fine. You got your temporary questing licenses, and I talked to the guild bosses, and because they're going to get some easier negotiations with the DQA now, they chipped in 100 gold for each of you. So, and she sets a bag of 100 gold in front of each one of you.
Yes, 100 gold. Wow.
She says,
Thank you so much for this tribute, Carl.
She says, "Don't say I never did anything for you."
But you did.
Well, you
don't.
didn't. The guild bosses did.
Well, like, you wouldn't be talking to them if it wasn't for me. So, don't shit where you eat, Becky.
You're right.
I forgive your microaggressions about us succeeding.
Yeah,
for
I'm
the
just
100
a
gold.
little upset because we did a really good job and we liberated a bunch of people.
So many people. A whole office.
Did you hear her inspirational speech?
It was very inspirational.
I was definitely not there.
I'm surprised they're not talking about it all over the land. I mean, I was really inspirational.
Second that.
I will just have to take your word for it, I guess. So, look, I'm going to scrounge up some missions for y'all, but it would help to know your specialties so I can find the right stuff. Can you tell me about, I guess, some of your skills? And this is my way of introducing the chance for you to describe your character's powers, and we'll talk about level ups in a second too. But for people who are new to D&D out there, we want to give you a sense of how what powers these characters have. And we didn't do it in the first arc because we wanted to get right into the storytelling. But we're going to take a little interlude here, and so this is a great chance for us to explain what everybody can do. So let's start with Becky. And
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about what you can do as a ranger.
So like as a ranger, I shoot bows and arrows. That's my like main skill is archery. But I also can use a dagger for attacks, and I get bonuses on some of those. But like as an elf ranger, I get Fey ancestry, which means that I'm I get advantage on magic charm saves, and like I'm immune to sleep magic and things like that. And also I don't need to rest for as long. I only need to rest for 4 hours in order to re-health myself. I think that's what I've got, sort of.
Cool. You get some advantages on certain creatures, right?
Yes, I have advantages on bugbears and goblins.
Ooh.
Those are my favored enemies, which means I get I get an advantage on into is that intelligence
Yes.
checks.
Yeah. And then
All
we talked about too that you're like you picked forests as your main domain as a ranger, so you
I
get a
did.
bunch of advantages in forests or when you're
Yeah.
behind trees.
And so like I get a bunch of advantages in forests, things like 2 times food. But also I have like Mask of the Wild, which means that I can attempt to hide even in like a fern in an office, and I would get advantage on that check.
That's so good. So okay, cool. And then let's talk about so you're now level 2, which introduces spell casting for the ranger class. So
Hell yeah, it does.
you've
So
got
excited about magic.
You've got some spells. What do you got for us?
Okay, I got some spells, and I'm really excited about them. I kind of chose to go in the healing direction because we do not have a cleric in our party. And I've discovered pretty early on that we kind of need one because we're dumb. We get hurt real fast, usually by ourselves. Like, I'm very embarrassed that I smacked myself in the face with a drawer.
I forgot.
So, I have Cure Wounds, which I touch somebody and then they get hit points back right away. Just a 1d8 plus my modifier. So we can get some health points back pretty immediately that way. And I have Goodberry, which we heard about in one of the previous episodes, where like 10 magical berries appear, and each one is +1 health.
Does it have anything to do with Keenan and Cal?
You know, welcome to the Goodberry. Oh no, my things are dropping. That makes for good audio.
Yeah.
And then I also have Hail of Thorns as like a weapon spell where like I can shoot my arrow or any ranged attack, and I use Hail of Thorns, and then thorns grow out of that weapon and add damage to my already shot spell or weapon range. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
You're
Please
good. You
stop
got
me.
it. You're doing great. You're doing great. And I did give everyone I homebrewed a power for each one of them based on their character from the show. So Tebecki's involves her innate leadership. I won't go into details. If it comes up in the gameplay, we'll talk about it. But Tebecki has a power about her leadership skills. Let's go next to Obelus, our other spellcaster.
I thought you were going to say that. Okay. Where do I start?
Talk to us about your like just some of the sorcerer. Tell us about being a sorcerer.
Well, sorcerers are the best. Okay. So, I don't have any weapons, but I got spells. I got my grimoire, and I've got some badass spells. I've got Chill Touch, which is
It's like an icy hand, right? Like
yeah,
that
an icy
does direct
hand,
damage.
and it strikes necrotic damage.
Damn.
What?
Damage of the dead.
Yeah. I've got Detect Magic, which, as the name implies, detects the kind of magic is in the presence of 30 feet.
Nice. Yeah, so it's like a magic detector for 30 feet. That's good.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. So I've got Firebolt, which is hurling a mote of fire at somebody, which is pretty rad.
Yeah, we've seen that one in action a couple times. You burned down 2 of boss's minions in the last arc here.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Yeah.
I've got Mage Hand. I'm still kind of unclear as to what that really does.
It's like a Green Lantern hand. Like it's a magic hand that you like send into space and you can use it like your hand.
That okay. I still don't quite understand that.
We'll get it.
Ray of Sickness is also pretty badass. It lashes out it's a ray of sickening greenish energy lashes out towards a creature. And then it poisons them if it hits.
Damn. Nice.
I've got
Um, sorry,
yep.
keep going, keep going. You got a
I've
bunch of
got
spells.
True Strike, which is I point at a creature,
Then you get
and
advantage.
I get an advantage into their defenses.
Nice. And that's is that all your spells, or do you have? I love that it was like Rangers like I got 3 spells. Sorcerer's like I've got a book.
I've got 2 more.
Okay.
I've got Thaumaturgy, which means that I can kind of create a minor wonder.
Sort of like
Yeah, like a.
make Ghost Hunter shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Ooh. I've got one more spell.
Yeah.
Hang in with me. It's new. It's called
This is your level 2
Chromatic.
spell, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's called Chromatic Orb. I'm really excited about it. I can hurl a 4-inch sphere of energy at a creature. I can choose whether it's acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder.
Yeah. Chromatic Orb is like the staple of the sorcerer class. Like every sorcerer I've ever seen play the game gets Chromatic Orb at some point, and it ends up being like one of the most used spells. It's a great spell. Um,
I'm very excited about it.
it's a super cool one. Okay, cool. And then at level 2, something happens to the sorcerer. They get something called Font of Magic. So they end up with 2 sorcery points. And they can spend those sorcery points on like a bunch of things. At level 2, they can basically only use them to create additional spell slots for themselves so they get extra magic. But as the sorcerer increases, those sorcery points become really cool because they allow them to like manipulate their spells in really interesting ways. So we'll talk about those
Ooh.
once we get closer. But they get Font of Magic at level 2. And then also at level 1, the sorcerer gets a sorceress origin, which comes with some powers. We've chosen Shadow Magic for Obelisk, which makes some sense for that character. And we'll talk about those. It just kind of gives her some powers over darkness. We'll talk about those when they come up in the campaign. Cool. All right. Let's go to Shoshanna next. Shoshanna, tell us about being a rogue.
What's up? Well, correction. I'm a goddess who happens to be in a halfling rogue body, whatever.
Fair enough.
I'm brave, and I have advantage on saves against being frightened. I also demand tribute as a goddess because I deserve tribute. Wait, because you deserve tribute, you can use your charisma modifier for any stealth. Sorry, this is just me reading now. But
Yeah.
I get to demand tribute whenever I fucking want. So
And it allows you to use your like intimidation checks instead of stealth
Yes.
checks, which is I love.
Yes.
I kind of got that from there was a campaign I heard about where somebody played an orc and they played an orc rogue, but instead of putting all of their power into like their like dexterity, they put it all into charisma and they just used intimidation. So basically they would like somebody would like sneak over there and they would walk out in front of everybody and be like ignore me, and then they would roll super high on intimidation. Everybody would be like, okay, and then that was how they thought stealth worked, and it was so funny to me that I was like, that even played into when we were creating Shoshanna as a character for Arcadians. So it was super fun to like put that into practice in a D&D campaign.
I love it so much. I'm still getting used to it because, like, as a person, I'm like, that would never work. But in a game, it does. So I have that. I'm also in my halfling form. I have halfling nimbleness, which means that I can move through the space of larger creatures, which comes particularly in handy since I'm so short. I like to sneak under people's legs or around them because I'm tiny. I'm also lucky, so I get to use that. And I'm naturally stealthy, which means I can also, being nimble, I can hide behind creatures larger than me and they'll never see me, which is why I use Barb a lot. I love you, but also you're a really good block. I have sneak attack, and I have advantage on enemy creatures that are within 5 feet of me sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Thieves' Cant, where I can convey secret messages hidden in normal conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And also I have my most favorite weapon of all time, McStebbins. And she's beautiful, and she's my favorite little pet. And then I did get something new. Do you want me to talk about what I got new.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
I got cunning action, so I can dash and disengage and hide like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, cunning action is super helpful. I've been in one of my other campaigns. I just multi-classed, so I'm mostly a wizard, but I also added a level or two of rogue. Cunning action is super helpful when you're a little squishy as a character. You don't have a lot of HP or a high AC. Cunning action is great because you can do stuff and then you can just zoom away.
I love that so much.
Cool. That's awesome. Shoshanna, that went super fast because you don't have 80 magical spells.
No, I don't get no spells, which sucks.
Rogues
but it's
eventually
fine.
do get spells. The only one who doesn't get spells, unless we change his the way that we're playing him,
I knew
would
it
be
was me.
Barb.
Oh,
But he still gets lots of powers. Cool. Really quickly, Obelisk, do you want to talk about the extra power that we gave you?
I got dark knowledge. So because of my experience in demon training, I know a lot about dark magic. So I have advantage on arcana checks related to dark magic.
Awesome. Cool. All right, Barb, it's time. Let's hear about our favorite supportive orc.
Hooray! All right. Okay. So
And Barb is
what
a
I have,
barbarian, so we're learning about barbarians today in class.
Barbarian Orc. I have Rage, which gives me advantage on strength checks and some other things, which I can use in battle. That I already had. Um, the trait I was given, which fits with my character. It's funny because I have Rage, and then I'm also in touch with my feelings. And because I'm in touch with my feelings, I get advantage on persuasion checks if I'm helping someone feel better. Um,
It was fun to try to balance that, and like the way I look at it, like the way that Barb gets into rage mode is he just sort of yells a catchphrase and does it. And I feel like instead of being like angry and like lashing out, he's like, "Oh, I understand that I am upset right now, and I'm going to channel that into something productive with this battle cry and then this strength." Like that's how I sort of imagine this working. So that was fun, and then the calming the ability to be in touch with the emotions was a really fun way to balance that.
I also think now that we're doing this unscripted in this game, I'm going to workshop catchphrases that have nothing to do with anything just to see how they fit.
Absolutely.
So we'll look for those down the line. Um, I also have Relentless Endurance, which means if something's going to knock me down to 0, I drop to 1 HP instead first. On critical hits, I can add another dice with Savage Attack, and then I gained at the last level Danger Sense, so I have advantage on Dexterity saves against effects I can see. And then I also gained Reckless Attack, which means I have advantage on attacks that use Strength, and attacks against you have advantage as well. I don't know what that means.
So essentially what's going to happen is like if you activate your relentless attack, you're going to like go all out on that turn, and you're going to get advantage on your attack, but then on the next turn, since you were all in on attack, things are going to have advantage when they attack you because you weren't thinking about defense.
Okay. And then the only other thing is I have a club, and because Shoshanna named hers McStabbins, I decided to give mine a name while we were sitting here waiting, and my club is now going to be called Inda.
Nice.
Inda Club.
Inda Club.
There it is.
Inda Club.
Oh my God.
Spelled INDA. That's canon now.
Which is
I
one,
love it so much.
outstanding, and two, like plays up because originally we had named your club in the regular campaign the social club. So this is even the level up version of it's the social club into club, you know. We love that. That's outstanding wordplay, Barb. Point of inspiration for that wordplay. You can put a point of inspiration on your sheet.
Doing it.
And for those who don't know how inspiration works, when you get a point of inspiration, the DM can assign them when people do things that are inspiring, like to Becky's speech and Barb's accompaniment to that speech, or some really fun wordplay. And when I remember to do this,
Did I get inspiration for that?
Yeah, I thought I gave you inspiration for that.
Well, then I'm marking that down.
But when stuff like that happens and I remember to assign it, what you can do with that is if something like if you need it in a really important role and you get a natural one or you just don't do well and you really need to do it right, you can spend a point of inspiration to roll again. And so they're a finite resource, but they're an ability. They're something that I can assign whenever. And they're a great tool that's I think exclusive to the 5th edition, which is the version of Dungeons and Dragons that we're playing. Mostly that we're playing. I'm homebrewing some stuff. Cool. So we've just gotten to know our characters a little bit, and they're at level 2 now. And Carl says, "Great, that helps. Okay, so why don't you go shopping while I check in with the guild bosses?" The first
Shopping!
Yeah. The first place you should head is Abercrombie and Squibs. It's an enchanted boutique, and normally you wouldn't have enough gold, but they don't really take gold there. Aquarius Abercrombie is great. Former fitness model, current business mogul, exceptional sales elf. Hopefully she's working. Like I said, it's an enchanted boutique. It can only be found by those who are not looking for it. To find it, you'll need to sort of wander around. Just get distracted, but not too distracted. You've just got to play it cool. You need to want it, but you can't be desperate. You get it?
Oh boy. That's gonna be hard for me.
That's how I live my life every day.
After you visit Abercrombie and Squibs, you can probably stop at the general store afterwards and get some equipment. They do take gold. And she hands you a map. What do you do?
I love maps. I have cartographer skills according to my sheets, so I would love to take that map and look at it.
Amazing. Cool. So you take the map, you give it a once over. It's a map that gives you directions from Abercrombie and Squibs to the general store.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Crap.
So why don't we just go on outside and wander and stumble across Abercrombie and Squibs when we are appropriately distracted and cool?
Where's the door? Oh, there's the door.
So just give me a little bit of this role play. So how are we gonna distract ourselves as a team? What are we gonna talk about?
I vote a car game like I Spy.
Ooh.
I was gonna.
But if someone
Talk
has a better
about
idea, I
Frasier.
welcome it.
You were going to talk about Frasier.
It's canon.
It is canon. Here's the problem. I don't know anything about Frasier.
Y'all, it's on
Me
Netflix.
either. You
It
can
is
talk to
on
me about
Netflix.
Cheers, but I don't know anything about Frasier.
Don't know anything about Cheers either. I did not watch a lot of television in the 90s.
Oh, I
didn't
just watched
either.
it
I watched
recently.
it on Netflix in early 2020.
So that's my next thing once we're done. I'm currently watching Dead to Me. So once I finish that one,
So good.
I mean, we
it's
could
great.
talk about Netflix shows that we're already
We
on.
could.
A
And
tangent.
in front of you appears.
Yes! Sorry, Barb.
In front of you appears a magical store. Give me 1 second here.
It's okay, because had I said anything, I would have remembered where we were going.
exactly.
Very true.
Like literally everything I was going to interject, I was like, nope, that's going to get us lost again.
All right. In front of you is a magical store. As you enter, you're impressed by its hip, trendy atmosphere. The lights are on,
Ooh, I'm impressed.
probably,
Yeah.
but you'd never be able to tell. They are barely on, and they are all blue and pulsing to the music, and that music is a dull thudding that might pass for EDM if it was written in the style of elevator music. There are shirtless sales clerks everywhere. Their combined intelligence score is lower than any one of yours, but boy, can they work that shirtless thing. Huh.
Is it me or are they working the shirtless thing?
As you breathe
They're
in,
working it.
you're overwhelmed with the smell of Axe body spray so thick you could probably swim in it. There are polos and skinny
Ew.
jeans as far as the eye can see. Suddenly, an effervescent, overeager sales gnome bounds out in front of your group. I still don't see him. Oh, there he is.
Uh-oh.
Oh, really?
Ah,
Hi. It's Squibs McKenzie, everybody.
hey!
Squid. I'm not excited to see
Amazing.
you, but I'm also very excited to see
Yes.
you.
Yes.
You've arrived at Abercrombie Squibs, and you are approached by none other than the Squibs McKenzie.
It's me.
Hello,
Hooray!
Squibs.
What's
Is Aquarius here?
Do we kill it?
No, no. Here's the real secret. She doesn't exist.
Oh no!
It's
Damn it.
Did
just
you kill
me.
her?
It's always been me.
I thought she
That's
was
a
business
smart
model.
marketing ploy.
It is actually.
Just the constant hope that you
DM,
might
can
meet
I-
Aquarius.
Yeah. What's up?
Can I share some details about Squibs for people who have never
Yeah, absolutely.
had the pleasure?
Squibs, the 3-time crossover in Squibs is
Never
Squibs
had
was
the pleasure.
Squibs was created for our JD and my original podcast, which was called the Q&A session, and then came to All Arcadians, and then has recently come to our home play D&D campaign. He's everywhere. Yeah, tell us about Squibs.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna go straight off the little character sheet I made up for Squibs this morning. So just you can have a picture in your mind of Squibs.
It means you put in a lot of time and effort.
Name Squibs McKenzie. Name Squibs McKenzie. Age inscrutable. Height inscrutable. Weight inscrutable. Eyes inscrutable. Skin inscrutable.
Oh my god.
Hair fantastic. Race gnome. Personality and traits. Personality trait 1 exists across all realities as an unknowable being of infinite purpose. And personality trait 2 works in retail.
A noble profession.
Ideals, all of them.
Oh my god.
Bonds, covalent and non-covalent.
Just covering the spectrum there.
Yeah, and flaws, there's only one of him. So there you go.
That's Squibs
Do we know what the
McKenzie.
flaw is?
Oh
I
my
love that he's
gosh.
just like, you can't see him except for his hair. You can't see anything about him except for hair.
Floating hair.
Also,
Oh my
he's
God.
he's
He is
repre-
exactly what you're picturing in your mind's eye. That's the great thing about Squibs.
he's represented on the screen, by the way, by this icon that is a lawn gnome holding a giant club. I thought that
That's
was
what that-
apropos.
I mean, absolutely.
So
So OOC, what is happening? They walked into
yeah,
they walked into my store.
Carl sent them over to your store and explained to them that you don't take gold, but didn't really give them any other information. And they've just entered. They managed to
Got it.
find it by waxing poetic about Netflix shows that are or shows on the Netflix that were around in the 90s. And so here we are.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I was just thinking that since Squibs exists across all realities, there's really no difference between being in character and out of character for Squibs. So, like, I really don't need
Do not
to
rob
say
us of the
OOC.
voice.
I can ask meta questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, welcome to Abercrombie and Squibs. I understand that you might be looking for some magical enhancements.
Absolutely. We're
I've seen
always
these
looking
pop-up
for
ads
that.
on the internet, and I'm a little worried what he means by that. Is this anything about chewing or blue? Run.
Well, depends on what you're into. We offer all manner of retail item at this establishment. Now, you know Carl, and if I know Carl, Carl did nothing to explain to you the specifics of this store. So here's the skinny. You need to sacrifice something about yourself to gain anything in this particular establishment. I don't accept gold. So review your. I I don't know, your internal understanding of who you are as a person,
Some sort of
and
internal
also
character sheet.
the particular items that you have already acquired, and figure out what it is you want to give up.
When you say items we've already acquired, we're allowed to use those?
Say again?
The items that we've already acquired? Like, say, jewels? Are we allowed to use those?
Well, you can offer me whatever you want. And I'll be honest, not all sacrifices are created equal. And I am empowered by the being beyond to hand out items equivalent to the sort of sacrifice that you give up. So give me something kind of small and not that creative, like a jewel, and see what I give back. It probably won't be great, but give me something interesting about yourself. You might find that the item you get or the new personality trait you get is equivalently awesome.
Sure.
Just gnome throwing shade is correct. We need to dig deep.
Do we
so-
only
I
get
got
one
mine.
sacrifice?
I think you can make as many sacrifices as you want. I think that's fun. OOC, the way this works is I gave JD a list of these like things that you will get back for sacrifices, and they fall into different categories. So depending on how large your sacrifice is, that will dictate sort of what you get in exchange.
And y'all, they're awesome. Your DM is pretty freaking great, because I was just having a blast reading all the stuff he came up with. It's all awesome.
Hooray!
Hooray.
Oh,
The
what did
goddess
we
will
give
play
up?
your game, Squibs McKenzie.
Cool. Who wants to start? Also, JD, I think if I remember correctly, Squib starts the exchange with a couplet, so I feel like you got to break us off a piece of that.
Oh, you're such a jerk.
Yes, and
I was gonna say yes, and
If you would like some magical stuff, the end.
in other realities, that rhymed.
Yes, it did.
You guys just, your definition of rhyming is too small.
Yeah. All right. So who wants to go first?
The goddess will step up to the plate. And she
Yeah, get on up here, Your Majesty.
and she offers a poor business plan. That I acquired.
Elaborate.
I acquired it
Please
from...
elaborate, Your Holiness.
Certainly. It was acquired from the evil boss, Charlie Boss, of the DQA, and his horrible runnings of that establishment. A poor business plan.
Business plan. Interesting. And what pray tell does that business plan do for you in your everyday life?
It acts as a guide on how to best be. Jesus Christ. I'm not good at this.
Does it have combat powers? Does it help you with perception? What does it do?
Oh, it could. I this is why I asked if I could do more than one sacrifice, because I knew that this one might be a stretch.
It's just a business plan.
It's just a business plan.
Oh, all right.
It was
It's like a souvenir.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was something that was helpful in the last arc, but not in this one.
Okay, I shouldn't have gone first.
Shoshana,
No,
do you
this
want
is
a minute
great.
to think? I'm ready.
No,
I need time.
this
Barb,
is
go.
okay. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Nope. Yes?
Yeah, Barb, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
As an orc, we're known for being savage and flying off the handle and going out of control. But I find that I'm very in touch with my feelings. And this took me a long time to get to. And part of the way I did that was through the magic of art. And the way I do this art is with what I'm now offering, my painter supplies, which I carry with me everywhere, and always is a reminder that creativity is a better outlet than senseless violence. Now, I've never tried to stay in touch with my feelings without them, but I think this is life giving me the opportunity to give up this part of myself and know that I am this person by offering you these painter supplies.
Bob, I want to make sure that you fully understand what you are offering. If you give me these painted supplies in this establishment, in this very magical, multi-dimensional place, which you fully entered, then you will not only be giving up your painted supplies, you will be giving up your ability to paint.
Ooh.
You will forget how to paint.
For Barb, it is about the journey.
Except for maybe like...
For me, it's about
Is
the
that a yes?
journey, and I'm... Yes, I can... Life is about finding new outlets and new journeys. I'm ready to give this up.
Interesting.
Although that does give up my idea to
DM.
make everyone a landscape for Christmas. But anyway.
Yeah, so Barb would essentially be giving up not only his painter supplies, but his proficiency in using those painting supplies. I'm gonna Squibs, I'm gonna shoot you a message of what I think that is.
Perfect.
Barb, I'm really proud of you.
That was harrowing, guys.
I'm also really proud of you too, but I have a question. Did you actually have painter supplies or did you make that up? I'm having a hard time.
I've had them from the beginning.
God damn it.
But
really
this is an
offer up.
opportunity to pick up new skills. Like maybe we'll get you some instruments and you can pick up music instead.
Well, that could be fun.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a ukulele. I could
Bob,
do
your sacrifice has
Come on,
been
big buck.
accepted.
Yay!
So when Squibs shakes your hand, here's what happens.
Uh-oh.
Bob, tell me about your weapon of choice.
Well, it is
Tell me about the social club.
social, also known as Inda Club, is a large stick that I hit things with.
Yep, it sure is. I want you to put your ear up against your social club for a minute. Or mouth, whatever.
What's supposed to happen? This is also just sunscreen in case.
DM, what happened?
So Barb hears a small voice, and a tiny fairy, magical fairy, speaks to Barb from his social club Inda, and this is what that means. You now have the social chair. And the social chair is a tiny magical fairy that now lives inside your club. They are in charge of making sure that all events are effectively planned and executed. So your club now does 1d12 plus 2 bludgeoning damage. And once per day, you can summon the social chair to gain its assistance in planning any social event, which means you get a bonus round during combat. So you have a fairy that lives in your club that's going to help you out. The long and the short of it.
Hello, Navi.
And
Does
I'm
the fairy get a name?
uh
Barb?
Barb can create that name.
Barb.
It will come to us when the time is right.
I love that.
Perfect.
All right, who's next?
I can go. I can
okay.
go. Okay. So I personally, to Becky, have a favored enemy, and they are bugbears and goblins, and that gives me intelligence checks to recall information about them, and I am willing to give that up.
You're saying you're giving up your encyclopedic knowledge of bugbears and goblins,
You betcha.
including the famous bugbear Frasier.
Yes, absolutely. There's Frasier and all of Frasier's friends that are on that show, and um, all of the people from Cheers also have bugbears named after them.
Now, it's been a while since I've talked with, or cared about a ranger.
Wow.
Does having a favorite enemy like that give you a sort of edge in combat against them?
It does.
So if you give up your knowledge of these creatures, goblins, bugbears, and the like, and secret goblins, which even you don't know about but exist, then not only will you not know about them anymore, you won't know where their good, fleshy, soft parts are to stab real good with your arrows. So you won't be able to give them what for in battle no more.
Yeah, I will. Wait, ever? Like, I won't be able to even, like, shoot an arrow and
no, you'll hit
accidentally hit stuff?
You'll hit them like normal, but you know that secret place on a goblin that only
Yeah.
you know about that
Yeah.
you always shoot for?
Yeah,
That'll
one
be
secret
gone.
place.
You won't know about that anymore.
All right.
You won't know that anymore.
Yeah. I figured.
It's right behind the knee. Except you won't know that
Except I
anymore.
won't know that. I am willing to give up this knowledge.
All right, it's done, and in its place, I am going to award you a very special ability.
Gotta get my notes.
You got you have a spell with that has to do with berries, right?
Yes, I've got good
I
berry.
sense that about you.
Yeah, you did.
You want to pull out a good berry?
Yeah, pull out a good berry?
Yeah, just pull out your best berry.
Here it is. My best of the berries.
Okay, now hold it real tight in your hand like you're gonna do a magic trick for your nephew.
Here it is, kid. Pick a hand.
Okay, now really focus on that little berry in your hand and focus all your rangery magic into it. And poof, it's a piece of candy.
Yeah! I love candy!
Hooray! I call this the Ranger Danger ability.
Okay. Tell me more.
I'll take over and tell you more.
Yeah.
Okay, so as an action, you can transform any berries that you make with the good berry spell into ranger candy. If a creature consumes ranger candy, they roll a d10 and use the results from the following table. So you have 10 possible results. Half of them are good effects, half of them are not so good effects. So it really is sort of a coin flip situation. So some of the things that can happen are they could be knocked unconscious for an hour. They can be charmed by you for an hour. They can be healed. They can teleport to a location of your choosing. They can read your mind for an hour. So it's a little chaotic, but it definitely gives your good berry spell a little extra boost.
All right. All right. You know what? I take the good with the bad in life, and I love it.
So you're saying that you
Now,
know you
if you're
take the
very
good, you
unlucky,
take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life.
Yeah. You
Good.
bet.
if you're very unlucky, by the way, your Ranger candy might taste like the green apple Jolly Rancher, which everyone knows is the worst one.
It is.
So
I love
that's
that one.
Blue raspberry's the best.
Orcs
Well, you're
tend to like
wrong.
watermelon the best, but we can all agree green apple's the worst.
yeah, obviously.
Hannah feels personally attacked right now.
I do.
All right, Obelisk, you were ready?
Who's next?
Yeah, I'm ready. All right, Squibs. So, on our last mission, I killed Bob the Boggle with firebolts in one hit. Pretty badass,
It's
right?
a powerful cantrip.
Yep. So,
I know it myself.
Oh, cool for you.
The spell he
so-
cast was inscrutable.
Good for you. So when I killed him, he was wearing a bow tie, which I now use as a hair accessory, but it is more than a hair accessory. It is just reminding everybody around me that I take trinkets from those that I kill. So this, and I like to kill things. So giving this up is really emotional for me. Here you go. Is that worth anything?
That bow?
Yeah.
That bow you're giving me? You're giving me a bow? Like a little ribbon?
It's not a ribbon. You can also wear it as a bow tie.
I mean, yeah, I could, and that would look great. But what is? Does this have any magical abilities? Does it?
Can I roll Arcana and see if it has any?
You can sure try. Yeah.
Okay. Because we never really found
I'm waiting
out.
for nat 20. No powers.
It's a 7.
Nope. It's a bow. You just offered a trophy that you took off a dead creature.
But because I did something awesome, I got Dust of Disappearance. I can make stuff disappear for a certain amount of time. And I was waiting for the right time to use it, and I think giving it to you as my sacrifice might be that thing.
Dust of Disappearance. This is a rare item indeed.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Give me the bow tie. Because I like it, and I want to wear it. Give me the Dust of Disappearance as well. But I'm going to add a caveat.
Yes.
If you give me this Dust of Disappearance, you yourself will become more visible. It's going to almost be like it's going to be harder for you to hide. Like we're going to go a little bit in the opposite direction.
Am I gonna glow?
Yeah, I mean not much. Maybe just your eyes.
Oh, so I'll look like even more of a bound creature?
Yeah, like yeah, you'll be scary, but sneaking around ain't gonna be your thing. Which I would leave to your DM to assess a penalty to your sneak skill.
Mm-hmm.
Stealth checks.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, that's some good stuff. Let me just run the numbers real quick and see what that gets you. All right, that was such a good sacrifice. By the way, we just shook hands. I don't know if you felt that, or I didn't say it out loud, which probably means that you didn't know that it happened, but we did. We made the deal. So here's what I'm gonna give you in return for your new glowy eyes. If you look hard enough through those glowy eyes and do it, close your eyelids and then just like lean into the glow and like try to examine the glow a little bit.
Speaking of great Netflix shows.
By the way, yeah. By the way, your glowing eyes it's going to be harder for you to sleep at night too as well, cuz the glow doesn't stop when you close your eyelids. That's just I probably should have mentioned that before. But if you look close enough into the glow, once per day, you're going to be able to see the outline of a demon. A real honest to goodness, not goodness, honest to badness demon. You're going to be able to make contact with that demon. A powerful demon.
So,
and you might even...
Sorry, go ahead.
You might even be able to ask it something. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead, DM.
You're killing it. Okay, so, you get the power from this deals with demons. And obviously Obelisk is a demon, but this gives her a chance to work with really, really powerful demons and devils from other planes. More specifically, the Shadowfell, which is sort of the land of demons and devils. And what this does is once per day you can contact one of these powerful demons, and you can make a deal with that creature. But they will exact a price for what you ask. However, you have advantage on persuasion, intimidation, and deception checks while negotiating that price. So you're going to be able to really have a good chance of fleecing these creatures to do what you want them to do. And they're pretty powerful, so they'll pretty much do... you can use them in a lot of situations to do, the heavy lifting. If you're in trouble or you need to bring out the big guns, this is where you're going to want to turn. And usually it'd be like, give me all of your life force and I will do this thing for you. But you're going to be able to have advantage on persuading them or intimidating them to do something for cheap or free. So that's deals with demons.
Cool.
And that leaves Shoshanna.
I have decided, on top of my poor business plan, to offer my Thieves' Cant ability.
Oh, snaps. Snaps, Key.
Yeah.
That's a potent ability indeed.
I know.
All the thief talk that goes on in this world, you won't be privy to.
Yes.
All right, I accept. I think that is worth. Something pretty good. Tell me about your weapon of choice.
McStabbins. She's
yeah. Let me see.
For those listening, Hannah's holding up a pen.
It's sharp.
Well, that's great. But how about we make it a combo meal? How about we supersize this, right? Let's add some power. Let's add some fire to the grill. Here we go. Magic, 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 magic.
And
There you go. McStabbins with cheese.
I hate you. McStabbins with cheese. Amazing. Tell me more about this.
I will. All right, McStabbins with cheese. It's McStabbins, but it's even more powerful. McStabbins now does 2d4 plus 3 piercing damage, and you have the chance to steal some sweet, sweet loot. Sweet, sweet cheddar is what I wrote, because it's with cheese. From the creature you're attacking as a bonus action. So if after you stab them, you can roll a sleight of hand check to see how much gold or other objects you steal from the creature that you attacked with McStabbins. So
Sweet.
you've got
Will you send that to me?
yeah, McStabbins
Thank
with
you.
cheese.
So
McStabbins.
she's gonna be able to hide more money from us?
Mind your business, Tebeki.
Yeah, you don't know that she hid money from you yet.
God, I'm so mad.
I distribute some of it. I have an addiction.
All
We'll
right.
talk about that later.
If anybody wants to make another sacrifice to Squibs McKenzie, now would be the time to do it. Otherwise, you can head to the general store.
I think I've sacrificed enough today.
Yes.
My emotions are a little spent.
Yes.
I mean, I'd give you some of my clothes, but then I would be naked.
That could be fun.
It
I
would.
was gonna say I'll be naked.
It wouldn't get you anything in this store except my respect.
There's no phone number, no deal.
Oh.
Heyo.
All right. We're going to head to the general store. Sorry, go ahead, Squibs.
You can call on me anytime, buddy.
All
Just
right.
say my name 3 times into a mirror.
This is the romantic subplot we didn't know we needed until this very moment. But we're gonna
I'm here
leave.
for it, though.
We're gonna leave that ship, Squarb, or
I mean,
Mackenzie.
Bark
very-
Orb?
the very niche world
Oops.
of orc gnome / pairings is excited.
All right, great. So
Bibs.
we're gonna
I think
leave that world, and we're gonna say goodbye to Squibs McKenzie as Tebeki leads you on the map to the general store.
Bye, Squibs.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Squibs.
Bye.
You
Thanks
suck.
for playing.
You have great hair. Yes.
All right. You make your way to the general store, and you take a look around, and it is a room that looks like a fantasy general store. So there's barrels piled with materials. There are display cases and items and weapons hung on walls, and it's sort of what you imagine when you think fantasy store. But this one's a little disheveled. It's not in the most amazing shape. You can think sort of mom and pop shop for this store. And standing behind the counter and rising as you enter is a large Goliath. And for those who don't know what Goliaths are, they're sort of the descendants of giants. So they are, 7 to 8 feet tall, really large creatures that are human in appearance.
Like Hagrid.
Kind of like Hagrid, yeah. Yeah, that's a really good way to sort of
All right.
describe Goliaths. And he is dressed head to toe in military regalia, with a close cropped, high and tight haircut and a short, bristly beard. And he rises as you enter. He says, "Welcome to the General Store. I'm General Store. How can I help you?"
Hello, Sir General Store.
At ease, soldier.
Thank you. And I put my hands behind my back and my feet spread at ease. We're here for some supplies. May we look
Requisitions.
around?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
You look around all you want. You come tell me what you need, and General Store will hook you up. Pronto.
Thank you, sir.
I did. I sent you all a list of the items in the general store. So if you've decided what items you have your gold totals, and you'll be able to purchase items off of this list. There are 15 items on the list that I sent them. This is a place that I'll make a little plug too. If you have ideas for items that might be able to help our travelers, especially items related to maybe the All Arcadians scripted series, feel free to send them my way, and I will incorporate them into the game and credit you with creating these items, because I know there's a bunch of creative minds, especially creative D&D minds out there, and we would love to have your input to create some items for these players. So
How would they do that, Adam?
you can either comment on this video, you can send them to All In Productions on Facebook, or you can send them to me directly by email at adam.kudashat@allin-mke.com. I will edit that into the credits with spellings because I know my last name is weird. But you can check that out. Feel free to drop us a line with any and all suggestions. Okay. So, what do we want to purchase from General Store?
I am interested in the Eye Bangles family plan.
The Eye Bangles family plan. So the Eye Bangles serve as sort of the walkie-talkies of this universe. So eye bangles are a pair of bangles that are enchanted as a pair. When activated, the eye bangle can be used to cast a sending spell targeting the bearer of its pair. So a sending spell is the ability to communicate telepathically. If the receiving eye bangle has no bearer at the moment of the casting, the bangle did not cast the spell, and the user is made aware of it. And for an additional fee, more of these can be enchanted into a friends and family plan or a family plan. You're looking at the family plan?
Yes.
General Store says, how many privates are going to be on this friends and family plan?
The four of us.
4. All right. I can do that for 150 gold.
150. Uh-huh. And I have a question, sir.
Absolutely.
Is this like a pawn shop where I can get items appraised?
Absolutely, you can. We can offer exchanges with in-store credit or for hard gold.
Sure. I have an emerald here, and I'm wondering how much that is worth.
Excellent. And General Store takes out one of those inspectee lenses. I don't know what those are called.
The jeweler's magnifying glass?
Yeah, I'm showing gaps in my knowledge here. He takes out a jeweler's lens and he inspects the emerald. He goes, "Oh, this is a mighty fine emerald. I can offer you 150 gold for this emerald, or a trade directly for this eye bangle friends and family plan."
Becky, weren't those jewels mystical or something? Just
Not
plain
that I'm
old
aware of. I think they were just plain old jewels from a watch.
You can check.
All right.
I would love to do an Arcana check.
Great, do it.
On all of my jewels.
Great.
And let me just roll them their dice. I got a 15, and then I'm checking if I have modifiers. I do not. That is 15.
15. That's good enough to know that these are not enchanted or mystical gems in any way. They are rare, but they are not magical.
Cool. I would love to do a straight swap emerald for family plan.
All right.
And I'm specifically calling it a family plan because we're a family now.
Oh, hate that.
Tone it down, Becky.
I can't.
And General Store says, you got a deal there, little friend, and he makes the swap. So you now have eye bangles that I'm assuming you're sharing with the team.
Yes, because I am a good sharer.
Yay.
Don't
So
shame me
sweet.
for hoarding gold when you hoarded emeralds.
Yeah, that's a good point. Tebeki just got 150 gold that nobody else knew about. All right, who else wants to buy something?
I do, but I actually have 2 things I want to buy, and I need to borrow some gold.
What do you need, Barb?
I need 18 gold, I think. Yeah, nope, 28 gold. I need 28 gold.
Sir, sir,
Yes.
it's me again. I have another item for appraisal.
I just want you to know that if you stand in front of me and you do not leave my direct line of sight, you do not need to announce that it is you again. I am aware of that situation, but thank you for the sit rep.
Thank you. I just like to make my presence known just in case. And I have this fancy looking fire opal that I would love to have appraised.
Fire opal. And General Store again takes out his jeweler's lens and inspects the fire opal. This is a fiery opal, full of
Sure is fiery.
fire and opal. And he says, I can offer you 50 gold for this fire opal.
I would love that. Thank you. And Barb, how much did you need?
I think he's doing math.
I need 28. That, and I have my window open and my neighbor was dragging something across our backyard. Anyway.
Here is 28 gold, my friend.
Thank you. I'll get you back in high fives and other goodies.
I always accept high fives and friendship.
Probably baked goods because I have to find a new thing now that I don't know how to paint.
I love baked goods. That's my favorite way of payment.
I would like to purchase your beautiful armored thong, which is very traditional for Orcish barbarian wear. So I would like that.
Awesome.
And I would also like barbed wire because it has the same name as me and looks like fun.
So to describe these items, the armored thong, a beautiful one-size-fits-all battle thong, the traditional Orcish barbarian wear. This model is well-crafted iron that will offer protection to the wearer without compromising their range of motion, which adds +2 to Barb's armor class, but can only be equipped by barbarians. So the rest of the squad is not going to be wearing this iron thong. And then the barbed wire is wire that can be wrapped around melee weapons or fists that adds 1d6 piercing damage to the weapon on a successful attack. So, Barb, you bring those, and General Store says, excellent choices, my friend. And that will be a total of 300 gold.
Here you go. That's all my gold.
All right, thank you very much. Pleasure doing business with you.
I'd like to buy some stuff.
Great. I can help with that.
Okay, so I'd like an eye in the sky, a dust of disappearance, an arcane energy drink, and 2 lucky marbles.
Awesome. So, to discuss these things, dust of you're getting dust of invisibility, which is sort of an upgraded dust of disappearance. So, it works the same with dust of disappearance in that you can use the dust to create invisible things in the area. I actually intentionally named this to confuse y'all, because you were saying invisibility and disappearance in the last one. But yeah, it works the same. So creatures and objects within 10 feet of the dust's deployment become invisible, but instead of 1d8 minutes, it is now 10d4 minutes. So it's going to be at least for 10 minutes that this thing is active. So it's a bit of an extended length on this spell, and it's a one-time use. Eye in the Sky is also a one-time use. It's a ball containing a magical circular eye that fits in the palm of your hand. You can throw the eye or place it anywhere you'd like. It will hover at the highest point on its trajectory or remain stationary on an object it contacts in flight. You will mentally receive visual information from the eye, which has normal vision and dark vision up to 30 feet. The eye can look in every direction. The eye will naturally disintegrate after 1 hour. So it's a little spy. It's a little spy eye. And then you also are getting lucky marbles. If you use a lucky marble as the focus for a spell, you can gain advantage on attack rolls, or targets gain disadvantage on saves. Each marble has 1 charge. And then arcane energy drink. If you drink this bitter, sugary drink, you gain you can add 2 to your spellcasting modifier for the next 8 hours. So the total for that, you said 1 arcane energy drink, 2 lucky marbles, the eye in the sky, and the dust of invisibility. He says, your total is 230 gold.
What?
Right?
That
Am I
was
doing that right?
260.
Oh no, 2 lucky marbles. You're right. Yep, 260 gold.
Okay, yes, but how many marbles do I get in one Lucky Marbles set?
You get 1 marble per purchase, but we can offer you a deal on a bundle pack.
What's
If you
that bundle pack?
purchase 12 lucky marbles, you will get the 13th free. We call it a marbler's dozen.
Okay, so no to that. So here's 260 gold.
Excellent. A pleasure doing business with you, little friend.
I'm not little.
You are little compared to me at my 8'7" height.
Your dick is small.
Well, it didn't have to come to this, but I am now hurt emotionally, and I will factor
Good.
that into any future negotiations.
Thanks a lot, Obelisk. Anyway, I would like to purchase some things now too. I would like. Becky, did you get the tracking envelope?
I didn't, but I was gonna go again once you're done, and like you can have the tracking envelope if you want.
We have
I'll get
multiple
it.
tracking envelopes.
Oh my gosh, wonderful! I would like 1 tracking envelope, 2 health potions, and a pair of Air Jordans.
Amazing. Okay, so we'll talk about what these means. Tracking envelope, an enchanted envelope that broadcasts its location at all times to a corresponding map. So think of it as a tracking device. Envelopes are things that are carried pretty frequently in this world, so it wouldn't be strange for you to offer them to someone to carry on their person, and they're pretty small and can be snuck onto people's as well. So we've got the tracking envelope. You said Air Jordans with their sweet air pocket. They let you jump higher and look flyer. You gain proficiency on acrobatics checks or expertise if you already have proficiency. And you said health potions. Those are pretty self-explanatory. They heal you. So you said 2 health potions, Air Jordans, and the envelope?
Mm-hmm.
Great. That is going to come to, checks Abacus. I lost tracking envelope. Oh, 350. 350 gold. My
Great.
abacus was slow.
Here you go.
And this is the moment that Shoshanna revealed just how much gold she had compared to her friends.
Wow. Wow.
Don't you shame me.
I'm using these gems as group money.
I would have offered. I was going to help Barb, but you beat me to it.
That's why she's the leader.
I'm the mom of the group. You need a little spending cash? Here you go. Here's an allowance.
I'd also like to point out that I bought 2 health potions. That
You
doesn't
did.
mean that I'm going to use both of them for myself.
I'm proud of you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right.
She
Becky,
will.
you wanted to buy some more on the shopping spree?
I do. I want a weapon memory rune.
Okay. Weapon memory rune is an arcane rune is carved into your weapon. It grants advantage on attack rolls against a species of creatures it has already successfully attacked. You can attempt to convince it of a lie with a deception check. So you can try to tell it that you have attacked this creature before, and if you are successful, it will believe you. General Store says that will be 200 gold pieces.
Yes, and here 200 gold pieces.
Excellent. A pleasure doing business with all of you, except for the demon who very hurt my feelings.
I apologize for her. That's her defense mechanism.
Oh, suck it.
Okay, and so does anybody want to purchase anything else here in the general store?
Yeah, I do.
To Becky,
Better show
who has
off
been
his
shaming Shoshana for her gold allowance, is now using so much gold.
Mm-hmm.
So
I ain't
rude.
sharing with you anymore.
A big ranger.
Inspiration, Barb. Inspiration.
Yes.
I want the language strips.
Okay. A language strip. If you place one of these minty strips on your tongue, you understand and speak a language of your choice for 1 hour. And he says, that would be 13 gold pieces.
And there you go, 30 gold.
All right. So you have now purchased a language strip as well. Any other purchases at the general store? He says, thank you for stopping by the general store. You are welcome here anytime. Your gold will always be good with general store. Dismissed.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Admiral.
Bye.
Bye, bitch.
All right. And you're going to head back to the Constitution check to find your next mission. But we will find out what that is next time on the All Arcadians.
Amazing.
Hey everybody, Adam Shot here. I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for watching and listening. I want to thank JD Atkins for joining us as Squibs McKenzie, the amazing cast Katie Schwaber as Tebeki, Hannah Esch as Shoshana, Becky Kofta as Obelus, and Ed Lupella as Barb. I want to thank All In Productions. If you want to help support our podcasts, you can check out All In Podcasts on Patreon. Also, thanks to Sexy Hackers for the amazing merch. You can get this merch at sexyhackers.com. You can also go to sexyhackers.tv to check out all the episodes of the All Arcadian scripted show. And I think that's all our plugs for today. Thanks so much for listening and watching, and we'll see you next time.